Suppose we have a data on the rest scores of 40 students in a 100-item test in statistics. So we have here the prepared data. Unang gagawin is to rearrange the number from the lowest score to the highest score. So these are the data na iniayos na po natin at ito po yung atin pong numbers or data which is the result of a 100-item test. We have where the lowest score is 30 and the highest score is 99. At this time, we're going to find for the measures of positions of quartile 2, decile 3, and percentile 75. Then right after we find for their positions, we need to interpret the result. Right after na ma-rearrange natin yung data, ang next natin na process step is to construct the frequency distribution table. So dapat nandito po yung kanyang main problem. These are the scores of 40 students in a 100-item test scores in statistics. We need your class interval, the tally, the frequency, the lower boundaries, and the cumulative frequency list. Now, to obtain for the result of this, kailangan po muna natin ng steps in order for us to solve. So, unang gagawin is to identify for the range. Para makuha po natin yung range natin, we need to identify the lowest score, which is 30, and the highest score, which is 99. We just simply subtract 99 minus 30, and that's equals to 69. Then after na makuha po natin yung kaniyang range, next is to have our desired class interval. So dito most probably ay given. In this case, our class interval is 7. At gagamitin po natin yan para makuha po natin yung kanyang interval for us to construct for the class interval in this given data. So we have now here to identify the class interval, and that's equals to the range plus 1 over the desired class size. Tandaan, ang ating class size is 7. Ibig sabihin nun, dapat 7 po yung atin ito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just simply substitute for this. This will become 69 plus 1. Saan galing 69? Galing dito. Yung 1, that's a constant. Our 7 is our divisor, which is our desired class interval or class size. So that's equals to 70 over 7 is equals to 10. Once na nakuha na po natin yung kanyang result for our interval, we just simply identify the lowest score, which is equals to 30. And that 30, yun po ang una nating ilalagay po dito. Since our interval is 10, we just simply add 10 upward. From 30 plus 10, that's equals to 40, plus 10, 50, plus 10, 60, plus 10, 70, plus 10, 80, and plus 10, 90. Why, kung bakit hindi natin inilagay yung another number that is above 90, which is equals to 100. Remember na ang highest score natin is only 99. We don't need at least 100 dahil po hindi naman siya kailangan doon at wala din po dito sa scores. Ibig sabihin nun, there is no students na nakakuha ng 100. Now, to obtain for the right side of our interval, we just simply subtract 40 minus 1, that's equals to 39, right diagonal. 50 minus 1, that's equals to 49. 60 minus 1, 59. Until na makarating po tayo dito sa kanyang last part. So that's equals to 69, 79, 89, and 99. Next hakbang is to identify their numbers or students na nakakuha po ng scores na nasa pagitan ng 30 and 39. Nasaan po yun? So, these are the students na nakakuha ng 30 to 39. Ilan po sila? 1, 2, 3. Tatlo, therefore, ilalagay natin sa tally, tatlong guhit, at ilalagay kaagad natin kanilang numerical value. Then, the students wherein nakakuha po sila ng 40 to 49, bibilangin po natin yan. That's only 1. Therefore, we have only 1. Ang ating frequency is exactly 1. Kaya, kung mapapansin ninyo, kinulayan ko po yung akin pong data for us to identify na mas madali po natin mabilang. Pero, nakadepende na po yun sa'yo. Pwede naman pong walang kulay. Basta't ang mahalaga ay marunong po tayo tumingin na dapat wala pong mala-left behind sa bawat isang observed data. 50 to 59, that's equals to 8. 60 to 69, that's equals to 10. 70 to 79, 7. And we have 80 to 89, 7. And 90 to 99 is 4. Right after na makuha po natin yung kanilang tally, and at the same time is the frequency. Tatandaan, ang ating pong frequency is just the numerical value of our tally board. So that is equivalent to that number. Now, our next is to identify for the lower class boundaries. And for that, our first lower class boundaries is 29.9. Saan kaya nanggaling po yon? In this case, kung mapapansin po natin, ang hinihingi po natin lower class boundary, yung nasa baba po. So, 30, ang kasunod po kasi ng 39 downward is 29. That's equals to 30 at 29 nasa pagitan. We have to add for that, that's 30 plus 29, that's equals to ilan? 59. And if we divide this by 2, that's equals to 29.5. Kaya pong ating pong first lower class boundary is 29.5. For the second is 39.5. Pero ang pinakamadali po dito para hindi kayo mawala, titingnan lang po natin yung ating number. So kung mapapansin natin, mag-subtract lang tayo dito ng 0.5 sa bawat number. So 40 minus 0.5, that's 39.5. 50 minus 0.5 magiging 49.5. 60 minus 0.5 magiging 59.5. 70 minus 0.5, 69.5 hanggang sa makarating ka sa pinaka-last part. Ganun lang kadali hanapin yung lower class boundaries. Ang next natin is to find for the cumulative frequency less than or the less than cumulative frequencies. Ang unang hakbang is just to copy the first frequency below, yung nasa babang frequency natin. That's we need for the less than cumulative frequency. Just copy for that. Then, para makuha po natin yung next, we just add 3 plus 1, that's equals to 4. 4 plus 8, 12. 12 plus 10, 22. 22 plus 7 is 29. 29 plus 7 is 36. 36 plus 4, that's equals to 40. At kailangan, yung atin pong pinaka-sum total dito sa last part ng atin pong frequencies, the highest frequency, ay dapat, that is equivalent to the number of observed data. 40 po sila lahat. Kaya dapat, yung nakalagay dito ay must also be equals to 40. So, dapat ay same po silang dalawa. So, that's the way how we construct the frequency distribution of the given data. Napakahalaga po nito dahil ito po ang ating magiging batayan kung paano po natin makukuha yung measures of positions.